Yo, what's good? It's your man, 100 Grand Ross with The Rock Never Stops. Today I want to talk about, can Joel Embiid become the leader the Philadelphia 76ers need to win the championship? If you enjoyed this video, smash the like button for me, hit subscribe and the bell for notifications. Let me just start off by saying I think the world of Joel Embiid. I do criticize his heart sometimes, especially when it comes to the playoffs and things of that nature, but his talent is unmistakable. I've been a fan of his since he arrived at Kansas and got to know his backstory and began to see how he's developed his game and his potential and his talent that he was able to actualize and persevere through the injuries and become Mr. Process himself. And yet, I think it is time for us to begin to start seeing if he can take the next level that is not a common level that a lot of people get to. Most guys that are incredibly talented, they get kind of a pass on most of the intangibles. And I would say that Joel Embiid has gotten a pass for most of his career because of everything that he's overcome. The adversity of the injuries, dealing with such influx and change within the Philadelphia 76er organization. And then, if we're honest, he's never really had to be the man. He's never really had to be the face. He's never really had to be the leader, the captain. He's never had to be the center of the ecosystem that is the Philadelphia 76ers. He always had someone else, Ben Simmons, who was drafted, who was playing before he was playing. Then from Ben Simmons, they went to James Harden. But now with both Ben Simmons and James Harden gone, it's him. He's him. He's Mr. Process. He's the MVP. He's all NBA. He's a perpetual guaranteed all-star and one of the 10 best players in the NBA. But something that we have to begin to evaluate is, how can he lead? It's not like the team doesn't have talent. Tyrese Maxey is a star on the rise. Tobias Harris has been an all-star and has been that fringe Chris Middleton level type, high-level supportive cast player for the past maybe 4 or 5 years in Philadelphia, plus his time in Los Angeles with the Clippers. He's been a high-level player. You look at DeAnthony Melton. You look at his supporting cast with Kelly Oubre Jr. Even though he could be a black hole, the boy can get it going and playing off of everybody else. He looks good. Robert Covington, Furkan Korkmaz, Patrick Beverley, Paul Reed, Jaden Springer, and I can go on. He has a roster. He has an NBA champion coach in Nick Nurse. Can he lead? You see, the thing is, leading isn't just about being able to score. It isn't just about having talent. It's not just about being big or imposing. It is about how you utilize all your skills to maximize your team's potential for their betterment. For their betterment. And that is the operative word here. For the team's betterment. You see, there are some guys who will go out and get theirs. Whether the team wins or loses, they'll be okay with it. Because they went out and got theirs. Then there's other guys who go out and get theirs and try to help their team win, but the pressure's not all on them because they have a supporting cast. They can distribute the pressure. But in this case, there's nobody else really to ask to take on this job. It's not for Tobias Harris. It's not for Tyrese Maxey. It's not for Nick Nurse. There's only one individual who can take on this task, not just of being the captain, but the leader for a championship team. He's the only one with the talent. He's the only one who has been a bona fide talent star, superstar in this league. He's an MVP. But the question still eludes us is, can he translate that into an NBA championship? The Boston Celtics, who have at least gotten to the NBA Finals, don't have an MVP. You look at other teams like the Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis Antetokounmpo has proven not only can he be the MVP, but he can also be a champion and take his team to an NBA Finals. And it doesn't matter if who he had to face and if it was the best competition or worst competition, he did it. He saw what was in front of him and he overcame and got there. Now this season is going to be as tough as ever because there's more parity in the league than there's ever been. Everybody is right back there. They're healthy, they're strong, they're talented. From the Detroit Pistons with Cade Cunningham at the bottom looking up, to a team like the Miami Heat, who despite generally being a middling team, is always a threat to walk right through the playoffs and get to the NBA Finals. And then the Milwaukee Bucks and the Boston Celtics, who are at the top, who have their own superstars to count on and know that they can get them to the promised land. You see, the big question that I have for him is not just can he be a leader, but how can he utilize his skills? And I would say one of the major ways is, I'm not going to say take a step back from scoring, but he needs to begin to utilize his talent and his skills to make guys better with his passing. Something that Nikola Jokic showed all of us last season and the last few seasons, winning MVP back-to-back, and then last season winning an NBA championship, is that your ability to pass the ball can be just as effective as scoring the ball. And when you have talent around you, your ability to maximize their offensive talent actually makes things that much easier for you, especially when going up against the best of teams. They did not walk through the playoffs last season because Nikola Jokic was averaging 35, 40 points a game. They walked through the playoffs because everybody was clicking. Everybody was hitting. Everybody was feeding off of their MVP. They were feeding off their All-NBA center. They were feeding off the guy who made everything go. And he did so primarily with his passing, not just with his scoring. And so the main thing that I want to see this season is, can Joel Embiid make his teammates better by looking for them, looking to get them involved, finding them on cuts, them knowing that he's not just going to be a black hole no matter how effective he can score, that he's somebody who wants to get them going because, like I said before, he's got the talent around him. Tobias Harris is 6'9" with a 7'2" wingspan. He's able to play both forward positions. He can handle the rock. He can score at all three levels, and shown that he can consistently do that even in the playoffs. Tyrese Maxey, like I said before, is a star on the rise, an incredibly explosive, quick scoring guard who's got a whole lot of heart and tenacity. And I believe he has a whole other gear. But to get to that gear, Joel Embiid is going to need to empower him. He's going to need to concede some possessions, encourage him even when he's slipping up, because as we saw against the Phoenix Suns, Joel Embiid was able to take over in that third quarter. He was able to put his team up, not just up, but give them a solid lead going into the fourth quarter. And when he sat down, Tyrese Maxey came in and turned on. Tobias Harris as well. And they took over the game in a way where Joel Embiid never even had to come back in the fourth quarter. You see, when you have that type of talent around you that can extend leads against other contending teams, what it lets you know is that you have everything it takes. You have all the pieces. And now it's up to you to lead them there. But as always, I want to know what you all think. Can Joel Embiid lead this team to an NBA championship? Holler at me in the comment section. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. And I'm going to get at y'all next time. Peace.